everybody. You've reached my little corner on YouTube, which is a floss tube channel. This is normally a channel all about cross stitch and my journey to stitch all the things. We are on vacation, so we decided to do little daily vlogs, almost daily.
Yeah.
First things first, my name is Katie. This is Jeremiah.
Hello.
And that is my husband Fred.
Hello.
Normally I do videos on Mondays and talk about cross stitching, but this is a little different, and it seems like the people commenting are having fun traveling along with us, and we're really enjoying it.
And we let him down and missed out yesterday.
I missed yesterday, so we got back home. We got back to the hotel yesterday at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Something like that, and I was exhausted, and I laid down to see what Jeremiah was looking at on his tablet at 8 o'clock, and I woke up this morning at 8 o'clock, which never happens
No,
for
she
me.
had full intention of falling asleep.
I really wanted to do the video, but you can't do the video when you're snoring.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Carolyn Cezuk Stitch, for reaching out to see if it was okay.
We did walk up a huge mountain, though.
Yeah. Oh, the vacation finally caught up.
Yeah.
So now we have to talk about yesterday and today. Spike's throwing himself around on the bed because he's exhausted.
Spike is throwing.
Well done. He's well beyond done.
Let's see. It's been a fun last few days here in Mackinac City area. Actually, yesterday we went to Sheboygan, or as our GPS called it, Sheboygan.
Yep, Sheboygan.
Which it's really Sheboygan. The GPS cannot say Sheboygan.
Yeah.
So, and we decided to, the lady at the front desk said, "Oh, you're going to the big city," and I was like, "Okay," just because they have a Walmart made it a big city. But the boys slept in, and they had a nice restful morning. We just took our time, and we decided to make a day out of geocaching, and we had a really good time. I figured I'd share a little bit of it because I think it's really interesting. Some of you have heard of it, some of you hadn't, so that was kind of cool.
So there's in geocaching, there's different things you can do. There's a traditional cast, which we've shown already. There's a multi-stage where the one that's posted is not the final. There's also a puzzle, and there's a whole bunch of other ones now, and they've come up with Adventure Lab caches, and we decided to try that out.
Yeah, so that was really, we had never done one before. It's actually a separate app that geocaching put out. It was really interesting. It's really meant for more driving tour. There's some walking tours. It's trivia. And that's not so much finding something that's hidden as far as listening to, they're telling a story, which is really cool. Forgot to mute my tablet. I'm going to mute my tablet now. So, but the first one we did was at the Sheboygan Crib Lighthouse. And here is us with the lighthouse, which is really neat. It had a beautiful walkway, and if you look right behind Fred, in between Fred and Jeremiah, you'll see the Coast Guard cutter that was parked there too.
It was really neat.
That was really fun. So the geocache page says that you're looking for a plaque on the door, and you have to email the owner of the geocache the first 3 words that's under that white part, which is really neat, and that's to try to keep people that haven't actually been there from just logging the cache. And so this is I guess now that I'm saying it, please don't log this. If you're a geocacher. This was the plaque. So then you emailed the cache owner, the city of Sheboygan, and we heard back right away, and they said that they was glad we was in the area. And so we got a point for that then.
And this one was considered a virtual, so there was nothing hidden at the location.
Right. It's just something that you would want to see. So that's pretty neat, you know. And then we started off on our first lab cache adventure. And this is the page that it was talking about. So it tells you that it takes you to 5 historical sites around Sheboygan, where the GPS kept saying Sheboygan.
Which the historical sites was really cool.
It was really neat. So this one had 5 different sites that we was looking for, and the GPS actually didn't unlock until you got close to the area. So it made a sound letting you know that you had arrived at, like, the first one on this stop was a little church. So we started off towards the church, and it's called St. Mary's Church, and this is the page. And you can see at the bottom it says answer, and that didn't light up until you were actually right there by St. Mary's Church. So then the trivia, and this is the church, and the trivia popped up then and said there are 2 church bells on display behind the marker. The larger bell has a date on it. What is that date? And I've circled it to show, but here is the 2 church bells. So you could walk up to the larger one and get the date off of it. And then you answered on the trivia, and a page popped up to say, congratulations, you've found the first of that 5. This lab cache came with a bonus cache that was hidden that we could find afterwards. So you can see the coordinates. We actually unlocked the coordinates for the bonus cache while we was finding the first 5 points.
Yes.
This is kind of hard to explain.
Yeah. No, and what they're doing is that if while the photo's up, you can see there's some missing coordinates if you're familiar with coordinates. As you progress in the adventure, those would become unlocked, or those different pages would show the missing coordinates. So at the end, you had to be very patient, and then with a piece of paper, we went and solved and entered in
plugged
all
it in, and then you know where you need to go for the bonus, and you don't have to do the bonus. It's just another number, and that one is an actual geocache to find. So it's just a little bit. So some people are really into it for the numbers. We always say it's all about the numbers.
Yeah.
Kind of like our webs, you want to have as many as possible.
Actually, we really don't care about the numbers.
We
it's
don't
more
really
the experience of getting there.
We've always loved just the journey. The next thing was to find the courthouse, which is really neat because, like the writing saying, these are historical landmarks. So it was really cool because each one had an historical landmark sign. You could really look into the history of the area when you're finding this cache, which was really neat. And this one was talking about the west side of the old courthouse that faces the old jail has how many windows. So you literally just counted how many windows was on that side. And when we hit that button, it popped up and gave us that we've completed that step. So that was very neat. Then the next one was a jail that they had right across the roadway, and we was able to look at that, and I missed a picture, and it said how many windows in the front, how many windows in the front had bars on it, so you could see there was 2 in the picture, and then that unlocked the 3rd step of the 5, and then we went to a little Native American log cabin, and this was neat. I guess it survived the area. I'm going to read this all wrong, so you can pause it and read it if you're interested. It was very neat to see in person, and I think I missed the photo on this. It actually said how many windows was in the back of the cabin, and there was none. So when we put in the 0, it popped up with the more coordinates, and there is just a good picture of the little cabin. We thought that was so cute. And then it was a Jacob J. Post house, and it told us all about the history of that house. And that one asked by the mailbox, was there a fire hydrant? There was not, so we said no. And then it came up with the final what we needed for the coordinates, and it gave us a congratulations. They call it a virtual postcard, which is very cool. And it keeps track of your postcards in an album on the app too, which is very nice. And that was really neat. It doesn't take up space when you have virtual postcards. So that was a lot of fun. And then here is the page that says, like, you plugged in the A, B, C, and D and all that for the bonus cache. And so we plugged in that. And here is the bonus cache. If you look close, you'll see the little tube hanging. Was it about eye height?
Yeah, maybe. To me, it was more like chest level.
For normal people. This was the geocache, so it was on a piece of metal hanging from the tree.
And those are, if you're familiar or know, those are preformed to 2-liter bottles before they blow them up.
Don't feel bad, I didn't know that. They call them bison tubes, don't they?
Bison tubes or preforms.
Preforms.
Yeah.
So it just had paper in a Ziploc bag, and you pull the paper out and sign our team name, and then hang it back up. So that's another point. So it was really fun. It got us to a different area. It got us to see this historical stuff. And it's another one of them things that if it wasn't for geocaching, we would not have stopped and looked at those buildings.
Yeah.
You know,
or never even known about them.
Read the historical markers, and I thought that was really neat. While we was in the area, I had looked. There's actually a website called bringfido.com, and it's pretty good about telling you what local restaurants and stuff like that are pet friendly. And I had seen that this one, which is Sheboygan Brewing Company, was pet friendly. So it had an outdoor patio area, and we went and I think you got a cider and you got a different kind of craft beer.
It's right there in the photo.
I think that one was a pear.
Yeah,
pear peach.
Yeah, the beer that's right in front of me was mine.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was a peach. It was really good.
And they didn't have food, but you could get like a little charcuterie board, and so that was kind of nice. Yeah. And the weather was beautiful, no rain, sunny, and lovely.
Yeah.
So.
And then we just come back and we got carry out food, come back to the hotel.
Right.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep and slept for 100 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
No cross stitching, guys.
You crashed hard.
I crashed hard.
Yeah.
So then today we had plans, and I think I had originally told you that we was going to do the fort yesterday, but we changed it because of all the walking we had done the day before, and we did the fort today. So today we slept in a little bit, which was nice, and then casually got ready and went right out from our hotel. It's just like on the other side of the building beside us is the Colonial Mackinac.
Yes.
I think is a fort, and if you're familiar with Mackinac City at all, it's the fort that's right under the bridge.
Yeah.
So
the Mighty Mac.
The Mighty Mac Bridge. So here is us. So you actually pay in like the gift shop, which is right under the bridge.
Yeah.
So that was really neat, and we went in and had a really nice time.
It's a little weird to be under the bridge when a vehicle drives over.
It was a little loud
to
be under. And we got a lot of pictures of inside the fort. Fred had never been there before, so it was a new experience for him. Jeremiah and me have been there before, but it's been a while. And I forgot a whole bunch of stuff. So it was fun. And I don't know if I didn't pay attention last time, but I think it's really neat. Some of the buildings had downstairs, like you'll see in this photo. So this photo shows that they had a TV area set up with videos of what was down the stairs.
Yeah, for somebody like me that couldn't.
So it says that it's for the people like that can't go down the stairs. So then you push the button and it talks about everything that was downstairs. So Fred went down the stairs, but me and Jeremiah stayed up and was able to push that button. And it's very well thought out and very smart. I love when places like that think ahead on how to be Jeremiah accessible. Wow, the word
acceptable.
Acceptable. I had to laugh. We got this picture, which is a 2-seater outhouse, and there was another one that was like a it was for just the soldiers to use. It was
basically a latrine. It was just a trough.
Just a trough, but there was a board across the trough, and we said, "Oh, it's a latrine." It wasn't. They had to hang to go to the bathroom too.
It was the bathroom they used before they had outhouses.
The soldiers had to use. So the one that the boys was in was for the captains and the higher ups. But boy, you had to really know your friend to set that close together.
Or time it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a picture right outside. There was the old Mackinac Lighthouse, I think. Yep. We also seen McLaughlin Lighthouse today. Yep. And so after the lighthouse and the fort, we decided to do more caching. They started something else called Geo Art. Here is a picture of geocache that made, if you look at it close, it's MI with an exclamation. So when you log all of them, it looks like Michigan with an exclamation part. So it was all trivia, and it was just really fun. We got to sit at the Welcome Center and answer all of them.
It was very well done.
It was 5 per dot, So it was very, very well done. We had a blast, except for it got a little long because of how many there was. But it was really neat.
Of typing.
A lot of information. And Jeremiah could look it up on his phone and actually think, here's a picture of our little Google.
Oh.
We got a picture of Jeremiah doing all the Google searching. But it was like, what kind of rock is most well known?
Very Michigan based.
Yes.
So there was a lot of Michigan research of music, of food, of Michigan specific drinks and food.
Yeah, and haunted stuff and stuff about
lighthouses,
stuff about the Mackinac Fort, and the one out on the island, and the one here, and the bridge, and it was really, really fun. It was it's not really.
The couple I did were for automotive industry based.
Yeah, there was one that was Motown, and that was really neat. So after quite a bit of time, all of them have a little check now. So that's cool because each one of those counted for a find, and so we have that many more points. But it's not really just the points; it's also what we found the geo art, which is kind of fun.
And the knowledge now that we have of Michigan.
Yes, it was really, really neat. We really enjoyed our time, just discovering that. And one of the ones that we actually drove to, we ended up going to one that was a different lighthouse that I had seen before. Me and Jeremiah had seen before from a boat, but we got to drive to it, and it was this beautiful cove, and it was us and one other car.
Yeah.
So you're away from the tourist activities, and it was just really amazing. And then there was a really, really neat heritage village, which is like an old pioneer village, and each one of those buildings was a stop that was one of the virtual caches.
It was just a short drive west of Mackinac City.
It was down a road that we never would have took if it wasn't for geocaching. So every time we do it, I just say, yet again, it's areas that we wouldn't have went without it. And it was really just neat. It was a very neat pioneer village. One of the houses was a pestilent house? Pest house. And it's where people lived that had like smallpox or something, and either they got better or they didn't.
It was basically a quarantine house.
Yeah, it was quarantine them from the rest of the village in a little schoolhouse, and it was just really neat.
Home.
I will be posting more pictures of these areas on my Facebook later. There's just too much to do right now. Yeah. So then we went to a pizza place that's one of our favorites. Upstairs from the pizza place, they have a little museum that's free, and it's to the iron workers that built the Mighty Mac and still actively work on the Mighty Mac.
Every one of those hats, is somebody that worked or is, I think those ones is people that work on the Mighty Mac.
Or I think still work.
And some of them, still work.
Displayed. The families donate them. It's just amazing, and they have in honor of the 5 people that passed away while the bridge was being built, and it was just really not only great food, but it's a nice little museum, and we really enjoyed the day. Today was a kind of weird day for us. It's 2 years since we moved out of our house that was in Fort Wayne, so it was kind of a celebration and kind of in memory of the life that we had differently than where we are now. But the new is sure looking good, and we're very, very thankful for this awesome vacation that we've been lucky enough to have, and all the memories that we've made in the new us, and that's really fun, and we really enjoy it. So we are definitely exhausted, and tomorrow we are going to head home, and it's mixed feelings,
Back to the normal
back
schedule,
to the normal,
Mondays
back to the stitching, you guys. So we're looking forward to it. Fred has Tuesday off, so we're gonna do laundry and all that kind of stuff, and he goes back Wednesday. So it'll be nice to get rid of him so that I can focus on his stitching. That's what they're here for.
Oh, you'll finally be able to stitch it or sew again.
Woo!
She didn't bring it with her on vacation.
I know, it's too, there's too much.
Yeah.
Yep. So. I haven't even stitched in, I think it's like 2 days, you guys.
A couple days.
I'm getting twitchy. But really, I was asleep the
No.
whole day.
No, you're not the twitchy stitcher. That's somebody else.
I know. I'm sorry. I really like her name, too. So, Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. I will probably post a quick we made at home just so people know. But thank you for joining us for our 2-day wrap up, and have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.